What's up, everyone? Welcome to a live stream here. I'm Bryan with Exact IT and Cybersecurity. In today's live stream, we're going to talk about ransomware victims that you don't hear about, right? I cover on this channel a lot. We discuss ransomware victims that hit the news, big ransomware attacks. And one of the things I always talk to my team about is we only talk about the stuff that makes the news a lot of times on the channel. We cover a lot of popular hacks, and we have a saying here that we talk to individuals all the time and business owners all the time, and we have a saying here when we talk to companies, nobody would ever want to, or nobody would ever want to attack us, and we just kind of say that's not true because cyber criminals will attack anybody, right? And the other piece of it is business owners believe that they're too small to be attacked, and that's like the main number one reason we hear companies feel like that they will never be attacked by cyber criminals. The reality of it is that's the furthest thing from the truth, is that small companies are victims of ransomware all the time. And I'm going to talk about this. I'm not going to pull anything up on the screen because it seems like every time I pull something up that's related to the dark web, YouTube suppresses the video. So I'll tell you this: if you're watching the video, you watch this video and you're just confused or you want more information, reach out to my team. There's plenty of links in the description down below to get in touch with us. It shouldn't be very hard for you, and we will help you with the intelligence that we do have. This is part of what my threat intelligence team here at Exact puts together that I am bringing to you. And that is just bringing you live and real-time updates as to who is being attacked, what is going on out there with the different ransomware groups, what are these companies looking like? Because I can tell you most of them are not in the news, like not even in the local news, which are usually the ones that pick up on these attacks first. And then if they're big enough, they make it to national news or maybe large market news like LA, New York, Philly, Detroit. It may make those news stations sometimes, but most of this stuff never hits the news. And I think it's important for people to understand this stuff and to realize to the extent of which businesses are being hacked. Because I mean, today's September 10th, 2024, and there are quite a few companies that have been attacked already today. And there were a bunch yesterday, and there were a bunch the day before. And they're in all different kinds of countries by different ransomware groups. And I'm going to monitor the chat. If you guys have any questions about what I'm talking about, or any of the companies that I mentioned, or any of the ransomware groups that I mentioned, drop it in the chat. I'd be happy to answer as I go through this live stream today. But ultimately, what we're going to talk about is the fact that there's no business that's too small to get hacked. You're just too small to end up in the news. And while we don't want to, out companies that are necessarily dealing with a problem, the point of this is to really illustrate, that there are companies out there who are dealing with problems, and big problems, to the tune of, we're not even to the end of September 10th, and we already have over a half a dozen companies that have been posted to dark leak sites across the dark web. And I'm going to start with the Akira Ransomware Group, one of the most popular ransomware groups out there right now, has posted several updates to their dark web leak site. One of their latest victims is a company called Vickers Engineering out of the US. This company was established in 1970, and they've evolved into a world-class machine company, precision machine company. It is purported that Akira has 25 gigs of data that has been disclosed that includes social security numbers, driver's license, and other employee data. That's a big thing that companies need to understand is like we talk to companies all the time and they're like, well, we don't have any data anybody wants. Well, if you have employees, you have this information, social security numbers, driver's licenses, and other employee data that cyber criminals love getting their hands on and doing various things with. Some of those things are extortion. Some of those things are other scams and frauds that they're able to perpetrate against the victims who are in these data sets. Identity theft, all kinds of other kinds of scams and theft occur as a result of this information ending up in the hands of cyber criminals. So that's, the first one on the docket. We also have a company out of the US that's under a ransomware attack by a group called DragonForce, a company called Control Power. They've been representing many of the leading manufacturers in the fluid power and process control industries. Their estimated attack happened yesterday on September 9th, 2024, and they're in the energy sector. Again, they're a victim of a group called DragonForce. Another group that DragonForce hit is a company called Arccom. They're in the manufacturing industry. They were hit yesterday. They are a leading designer and manufacturer and supplier of design-driven high-performance textiles and wall coverings. This group, they have info stealer information has been found, basically that their information is being stolen and dumped onto the dark web by this DragonForce group. Again, the company's name is Arccom, ARC-COM. There's other groups outside of the U.S. that are listed. I'm not going to cover those because there's plenty in the U.S. and that's where we're located, and that's where the majority of our clients are located in the U.S. And the majority of the people that watch this channel are in the U.S. So I'm going to kind of stick there. If I kind of see one that sticks out that's more international, I'll mention it. But there are plenty here: Germany, Australia, Japan, all companies around the world. The U.S., while they kind of lead the pack in terms of victims, they are not the only victims. They're not the only country that has businesses that are being attacked. So moving right along, we have a company called QECO. They're hit by the RHYSIDA Ransomware Group, the Qualifications Evaluation Council of Ontario was founded in 1969 and provides and to objectively administer the evaluation of teacher qualification for salary purposes. Now, it's saying that this group is based in the U.S. I don't know. I haven't done enough research to confirm that. But it seems like it's a Canadian company or related, provides services to Canadian education officials as well, it seems like, based on this description that I have. If anybody has any more information on QECO, hit it in the chat, but that is what's going on with this RHYSIDA ransomware group. So that's number 3 here, I think, in the U.S., or number 4 here in the U.S. In just the last 24 hours. Another company that we're seeing that was released on a dark web leak site by a ransomware group called INC Ransom is Easy Pack Holdings LLC, and they are another manufacturing company. Manufacturing companies love to get hit by these ransomware groups because if you can shut down their operations, there's a better chance you're going to get paid, because if they can't produce, they can't make money, and the quicker they can get back to business, better for them. And that's why we see these groups attack a lot of manufacturing companies. Easy Pack is the leading refuse truck manufacturer committed to having products designed to be simple and to operate and repair. more connected to the needs of your operation. The company has a unique understanding and appreciation of the value and importance of safety, which is why the safety of everyone is a core focus in the design of the products and in the daily manufacturing operations at EasyPack. So they take safety seriously, but apparently they don't take cybersecurity too seriously. Otherwise, they probably had a better chance of not ending up on this dark web leak site. Remember, I'm monitoring the chat, so if you're watching and you have any questions or comments about what's going on here, drop them in the chat. But another group that we found on the dark web leak site over at RansomHub is americagraphics.com. And they're a company specializing in high-quality graphic design and printing services. They cater to a diverse clientele, offering customized solutions for branding and marketing materials and promotional products. I mean, again, typical business that we would normally talk to, who's normally would probably say to us in a lot of cases, like, who would want what we have? We just print things, right? Well, they're finding out real quickly what Ransomware Hub wants with them and what they're going to do with their data here in the coming days and weeks as they negotiate with this group. Another group that was posted yesterday on the RHYSIDA dark web leak site. This is kind of a big one. Pennsylvania State Education Association. The Pennsylvania State Education Association, otherwise known as PSEA, is a 178,000 member strong community of education professionals who make a difference in the lives of Pennsylvania students every day. So basically, a whole entire education association full of teachers probably has their information, and who knows what kinds of information they hold on teachers in the state of Pennsylvania. But the RHYSIDA Ransomware Group has decided to take advantage of that situation and hold this group for ransom, probably threatening to release data. They currently have certain things, and there's some information that we have internally here that I'm looking at, but nothing relevant that I can share on the channel here. So, yep, Pennsylvania State Education Association, another victim. Again, not in the news, but, you know, big enough for a ransomware group to go after them, like RHYSIDA, which is a big one. We got another one here from just yesterday. BianLian, a ransomware group. Don't know them too well. Sorry for if I messed up the name there. Battle Lumber Company, a lumber supply company that provides modern hardwood grade lumber and pallets. Again, another company that, you know, if we typically talk to this company, they're going to say who would want to attack us and why. And now here they are dealing with a ransomware group. Ransomware Hub seems to have a lot of companies under the gun right now. They seem to have a lot of companies outside the U.S. We'll take a look at that group here in a second, because they are one of the bigger groups out there. I'm looking at a company here in Italy, a company here in France, another company here in Thailand, Australia, Germany, all hit by RansomHub in the last 24 hours. Another U.S. company here hit in the last 24 hours is Kahle CPA, hit by the Qilin Ransomware Group, posted on their dark web leak site. It's a financial services company. Kahle CPA. PA is a company that operates in the accounting service industry and employs about 1 to 4 people and has a revenue of about 1 to 5 million. They offer a broad range of services for business owners, executives, and independent professionals. Basically, a small CPA firm with about 4 people has been hit, posted on this group, threatened to have their data released. Probably not a fun day for this CPA firm dealing with a ransomware group. Same ransomware group, BianLian, is here again. Smart Source is a leading provider of technology talent, multi-site deployments, and technical solutions. Sounds like an IT provider. says they provide business services. They provide the people and processes for VARs and OEMs to grow and win with technology. But unfortunately today, and as of yesterday, they were dealing with a ransomware attack. CAM, Tyre Trade Systems and Solutions, they're actually out of the UK, hit by the Qilin Ransomware Group. And then we also have Qilin Ransomware Group hitting a US-based company yesterday called AtlanticIce.com. And then they've been around since 1940. And they've almost made it 100 years without having to deal with a ransomware attack. But today or yesterday, they started dealing with one. And they are in the commercial refrigeration and ice machine business in the Philadelphia area. They are in my area. Look at that. Bet you in a million years, they never thought that they would be hit by ransomware, but they are hit with ransomware. And now this company that just makes things cold for people and provides them with a refreshing cold beverage by giving them ice is now dealing with a ransomware attack. We also have a ransomware attack by the same Qilin Ransomware Group posted yesterday on their dark web leak site. Yesterday meaning September 10th, September 9th, 2024. We also have Phoenix Air Conditioning and Heating. They've been hit by the Qilin Group. They have been in business since 1997. And Mike Van Deren, the owner and operator, has been the leader in the heating and air conditioning service in Orange County. His standards of excellence and ethics, and I'm not going to read the rest. He's dealing with a ransomware attack today, unfortunately. Continuing down our threat report here, we have CardioVirginia.com hit by ransomware hub in the last 48 hours. Cardio Virginia is a healthcare provider specializing in comprehensive cardiovascular care. They offer a range of services, including diagnostic testing, interventional cardiology, and preventative care. They're in the healthcare sector, obviously based on that description. And they are dealing with a ransomware attack by RansomHub. Skipping through a lot of these that we have on my list here. Again, these are from our threat intelligence service that we provide here at Exact IT. This is one of the things that our team does is we look at ransomware events. We monitor dark web leak sites for, people that have been attacked by ransomware. And we do a lot with that information. We correlate it for our own clientele to help them understand how maybe other businesses in their sector are being attacked or who's being attacked so they can shore up their defenses. But it's really smart to use threat intelligence like this to defend against cyber criminals, because if you can just stay a leg up on their methods and how they're attacking, or you start to identify early trends, like I'm clearly seeing trends on this report that tell us that there's something going on in the manufacturing industry with a certain ransomware group. And we need to look into what attack vectors they are using to gain access to these networks and deploy this ransomware. Because maybe there's some particular VPN or some cloud software or something running on a server somewhere that we need to temporarily shut down or disable to get ahead of this, because maybe there's a 0-day or something like that that's being exposed. This is the value of something like threat intelligence and what it brings you and why we do it here at Exact IT and why it's a differentiator of working with a company like ours, because we do these things and other companies just don't do this stuff. We're looking at this from a lot of different angles. We're not just putting up all kinds of firewalls and the basic defenses that you hear about. This is the next level stuff that companies like ours are doing to protect our clients. So Millsboro Animal Hospital, another group hit by Qilin Ransomware Group. And this business, Millsboro Animal Hospital, they're obviously a veterinarian in the healthcare for animals, but they're located in Delaware in the United States. And the organization primarily operates in the animal hospital services, pets, and other animal specialty businesses. So someone tried to connect to my email with my password, but Google contacted me. He tried on Instagram. Cool. So, I mean, somebody posted in a comment or a question here. I don't think it's related to anything that we're talking about here on the channel. Edie, I see you're having some issues there with somebody trying to hack into your accounts. You have Instagram too. Maida gave me his exact location. Tried to connect to my email with my password, but Google contacted me. Yeah, you're going to want to make sure you change your password. Use different passwords on every single thing that you log into. Don't use the same password or reuse the same password or similar passwords on multiple sites. And then make sure you have two-factor authentication turned on your Google account. Even if they know your password, if you have that two-factor turned on and you don't allow that person to log in by when you get the notification on your device, and you don't say, yes, this is me, and you deny it, then the person's not going to get in. That's how you prevent something like you're asking about in the chat there, Edie. Appreciate the question. Going back to our threat intelligence report for today, Millsboro Animal Hospital, again, we'll wrap up with that one. Ransomware Hub, again, hitting a lot of companies. And then we have one here from the other day from Medusa Ransomware. Haven't heard from Medusa in a while, but usually this is a group that is pretty popular. And when they do hit, they do a lot of damage. They hit a telecommunication company the other day called America Voice. They provide prepaid telecommunication products in the U.S. based out of California. We also have the BianLian Ransomware Group also hit a group called CK and Associates. They're an environmental consulting firm that is fully owned by its employees. So it's employee owned, located in the South in the Baton Rouge and Shreveport and Houston area, established in 1981. So I like mentioning when companies are established, because that's another thing that we deal with when we're trying to talk to companies about doing cybersecurity the right way. So you don't end up on one of the videos on my channel, or you don't end up in my threat intelligence report that my threat intelligence team gives me. But the reality of it is these are we need to be doing better. And companies like to hang their hats on the fact that they've never had to deal with this problem, and they've been in business for so long, right? 1940, we saw the ice company. We saw this company in 1981, 1997 was a company earlier, right? You haven't had to deal with this problem probably, but only for the last 10 years. So you have to erase everything prior to that as part of your reasoning or logic for not doing this stuff the right way and properly investing in this stuff. Unfortunately, I see too many companies on these dark web leak sites, and it isn't slowing down. It's only accelerating. And my goal is to bring awareness to this stuff, because it is done under kind of like the hidden area of the web where most people don't know how to access, but is quite frankly very easy for people to access if they just spend like 5 minutes figuring it out. It's not like you need special tools or special training or specialized knowledge to get on the dark web and start looking up this information. And quite frankly, we've seen it where people like the city of Columbus thought like, we're going to prosecute a security researcher for going out on the dark web and looking up this stuff. That is such a frivolous lawsuit. It's not even funny. Anybody can go on the dark web and start looking up the information that I'm sharing with you on this channel. And I highly recommend that you hire somebody who's looking at this stuff on your behalf and providing your company with threat intelligence. So something you can do is hire our company to provide this same information to your company. So you have the latest and greatest. Now, this is the first time I'm doing a live stream like this where I'm talking about what we're seeing on the dark web and what ransomware groups are attacking what company to this level. Usually I only talk about stuff that ends up in the news, but I think it's really important that we start to highlight this stuff. So if you like this kind of content, please let us know. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, put it in the comments. Let us know that you want to know more about these situations where companies information is leaked out on the dark web, and you just want to know, like, how bad is it, Bryan? Like, tell us. Well, I'm telling you today. I'm only going back 2 or 3 days here, and I'm 25-30 minutes into this live stream, and I'm still not done. Key Accounting and Tax Services is BianLian Group again. Kia Accounting Services LLC, experienced team of accountants, bookkeepers, payroll specialists, marketing, and IT professionals. Man, they do it all. Business services is what they're listed under. They're on the dark web leak site of BianLian Ransomware Group. Arbitech, another US-based company. They're on the ransomware group leak site for LYNX Ransomware Group. Founded in August of 2000. They are one of the nation's leading independent IT distributors, distributing IT and infrastructure products. Ransomware group Cactus has hit Rio Marine Incorporated, RioMarineInc.com. Looks like they have the personally identifiable information of employees and executives already leaked out. They have some engineering data, drawings, and projects. They have customer information, financial documents, contracts, corporate correspondence, database backups. All kinds of information has been leaked out on the dark web. Private information that should have been protected has been leaked out on the dark web by cyber criminals because Rio Marine failed to protect its systems from this particular group. So just scanning through, I don't want to go too much further because obviously I could basically spend all day on here giving you a rundown of who's been attacked here in just September alone. I'm just going to scan down real quick and see if there's anybody else that, Ransomware Hub has a school district, the Cincinnati Public Schools that were hit on 9/5. Surprised that's not in the news. Maybe I just didn't see it yet. RansomHub also has a company called Tritech.net, specializing in IT services in the construction industry. And they also have another technology company called Inord.com, which is an innovative tech company specializing in creating solutions to streamline business operations. So a lot of tech companies here. DragonForce has a company called PhD Services. They were hit just the other day. It's a woman-owned and operated facility service provider headquartered in Illinois. And then that's about it. PhD Services. These other companies are not in the U.S. Last one here, Akira Ransomware Group. Just the other day hit Baird, Mandalas, and Brockstedt, a Delaware-based law firm. And they have obtained 400 gigabytes of their files, enormous number of personal clients' data released with birth and death certificates, passports, social security numbers, court hearings, evidence, and so on, as posted on the group. So that's really it, folks. I mean, I'll stay on for a couple more minutes. I appreciate some comments from some of the viewers here, and I appreciate the support on the channel. But again, this is just information that I go through pretty much on a daily basis. My team gives me a report, and my threat intelligence team, that is, and they scour the dark web for all these leak sites and and see what's new. And anything that's new gets posted, gets researched. We look into who the company is, who they're serving, what industry they're in. We look at all kinds of information about the company, and we dig a little bit deeper, trying to figure out what technology was exploited by the ransomware groups and things like that, which I'm not going to probably ever share on this channel because it's just too much information. Most of you probably don't care anyway, and it's not really purposeful for the channel, but it helps us defend companies, like I said, because if we can identify a piece of technology that maybe needs to go away for a couple of days until this blows over and there's some kind of fix in place or something like that, that is something that we will respond to and we will recommend to a customer, just so they're protected and they're not dealing with things like 0 days, ruining their weekend or their week or their business. like these businesses that we've highlighted today who are dealing with massive problems from these thuggery-ass ransomware groups that continue to exploit businesses and take advantage of those who think that they are too small to be attacked. So again, you're never too small to be attacked. You're just too small to be in the news, and you're never too small to show up on this channel. So I'm Brian with Exact Cybersecurity. See you in the next video. Check out the links in the description. Remember, subscribe to our channel, like the video, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.